can a law prohibiting boycotts infringe on the freedom of speech? A question that has been sparking heated debates across the United States. To fully understand the context, let's travel back in time to 2005 when the Boycott, Divestment and Sanctions movement, known as BDS, was launched. The BDS targeted international companies engaged in violations of Palestinian human rights, a move that would later ripple across the US, leading to the implementation of laws punishing political boycotts. In the span of 6 years, from 2015 to 2021, 33 states passed legislation or executive orders aimed at hindering these boycotts. Some supporters of these laws argue that they are necessary to protect Israel from economic harm and discrimination, and to maintain a strong alliance with a key ally in the Middle East. They also claim that these laws do not violate the First Amendment rights of free speech and association, because they only regulate the economic conduct of public contractors, not their political expression. But not everyone agrees. Opponents of these laws contend that they are unconstitutional and infringe on the right to engage in peaceful political protest and dissent. They argue that these laws are discriminatory and hypocritical because they single out Israel for special protection, while ignoring other countries that commit human rights abuses. The question of constitutionality is still being debated and challenged in the courts. For instance, a US federal appeals court upheld an Arkansas state law requiring all public contractors to promise they won't boycott Israel. However, other federal courts have ruled against similar laws in Georgia, Arizona, Kansas, and Texas. The US Supreme Court has declined to hear an appeal from the editor of the Arkansas Times, who was required to sign the Anti-Boycott pledge in order to receive advertising contracts from the state. Meanwhile, the American Civil Liberties Union has asked the Supreme Court to overturn the Arkansas law, arguing that it conflicts with its own ruling 40 years ago, stating that boycotts have a long tradition in American history and are protected speech under the First Amendment. In conclusion, the debate over the constitutionality of laws preventing boycotts of Israel is far from settled. It raises profound questions about the meaning of free speech, the right to protest, and the role of economic sanctions in political dissent. A story that is still being written, and one that we will continue to follow closely.